Where do the holiday blues come from? That's the question of the day. And there are a lot of answers potentially for the holiday blues. Unfortunately, it is a real thing. The holiday blues are difficult for a lot of people. So let's just get into it, right? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it, and let's figure out a way that we can work through it together. Sound good? Fair. All right. First things first. Welcome, 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 family. Welcome to Life Solutions Wellness. We're all family here. This channel is dedicated and it is directed towards mental health, emotional wellness, healthy relationships, for all those people out there who are high performers, top performers, high achievers. You're all about self improvement, personal development. And so this is just one of those things. While you're out there chasing your dreams, just make sure your mental health and your emotional wellness is all in check. That's what I'm here for, right? Again, my name is Harold Rayfield. I'm a licensed professional counselor, therapist, coach, friend, person, husband, brother, friend, all of those good things. I'm all of those things, and so I'm just happy to help have these conversations and make sure that you're having those conversations with the people you care about, right? So where do the holiday blues come from? Obviously, we are in the thick of the holiday season, only a couple of weeks away from the end of the year, and so this tends to be a very difficult time for people. Well, a lot of people are like, well, why? How come? Like, from an awareness standpoint, like, what's going on? Like, isn't this like the most wonderful time of the year? Sometimes it's not. For some people, some situations, some circumstances, it's not. And so, for a lot of people, the holiday season is the emotionally heaviest time of the year. All right, it's the most emotionally burdensome time of the year, right? Because people are going through a lot, and so it is important that you're aware of how you're feeling during this season. Also, it's important that you're aware for your loved ones, your friends, the people around you, people you're connected with, just to make sure that they're doing okay. So that's what this video is about. So let's talk about it, right? So oftentimes in this holiday season, you should be happy. It's somebody telling you you should be happy, you should be joyous, you should be spending money, you should be buying these things. And so that ultimately amounts to a whole lot of pressure that many of us have to deal with, have to face. Some of us are not in ideal situations right now, or things are different. And so the pressure of the season and to be happy and to be joyous and to spend money and meet certain expectations can be overwhelming for a lot of us. It's difficult. Oftentimes, there are three major issues that contribute to the holiday blues, right? So, what are those three issues? The first one is loss. The second one is not loss. First one is loss. The second one is lack, and the third one is loneliness. So let's talk about it, right? So let's talk about this. The first one is loss. Many times, the holiday blues come from loss of friendships, loss of loved ones. Sometimes it's loss of employment, loss of job. There are a lot of different types of loss that we all experience. My grandma would say, if you live long enough, you're going to go through something. And this happens to be so true, right? We are in a place where it's the last month of the year. There have been so many changes with our country, with society, with our communities. It's ever changing, right? And so when we get to the end of the year, oftentimes we think about the people who are no longer with us, who are no longer there. And that can be really hard on us, me and you both. It can be very difficult thinking about whether it be a parent or a sibling or a close relative or a friend. Loss is difficult. It is not easy to deal with any time of the year, any season, and particularly during the holidays when it's coldest and when we're supposed to be in a good mood and happy. Sometimes those relationships that are no longer with us can be super, super heavy. And so I encourage all of us to be very mindful during this season, this time, for yourself, also for people around you, right? Where maybe they aren't feeling themselves. And so we got to make sure we check in with the people we love, check in with ourselves to make sure we're doing okay as we manage the emotions, the feelings of loss, of dealing with people and relationships that are no longer with us. The second one is lack. right? So lack. What do I mean by lack? Lack of blank. Fill in the blank, whatever that is. Lack is a very difficult thing, right? We live in a time where everything is commercialized, right? And so it can be very stressful, right? It can be very stressful in your thinking that I didn't get the job that I thought I was hoping to get. It's the end of the year. 25 flew by, right? 2025 flew by. I didn't get the job or the promotion or the position that I was hoping to get. So I feel like there's a deficit. There's a void there of promises unfulfilled. There might be a lack of materialism, right? We were hoping to get a house, right? I really need a new car. I was hoping to get a new car. That was going to be the bridge to somewhere important, to some next step of my life, and I didn't get it, right? And so there's a lack there. There's something missing. Other types of lack, materialistic things, right? Like I wanted nicer clothes, or I want gifts for my kids, or I wanted to buy my loved ones something super, super nice. I wanted to celebrate them during this time of the year. We've been through so much this year, and unfortunately, the resources are not available. So sometimes there's a mindset of lack that we have within us, right? That we're not good enough, or we didn't do enough, or the Christmas is not big enough, or our holiday season, our celebration is not, it's not as celebratory as maybe we had hoped it would be. And so that can weigh heavy on people. It can be stressful, it can be strenuous, it can cause depression, anxiety, worry, all of the negative feelings and thoughts, overthinking. It could affect us in a lot of different ways. So not only lack, right, not only loss, but also loneliness. Loneliness is connected to the first two, right? Yeah, the research says that oftentimes during celebratory seasons, holiday seasons, where people are supposed to be getting together, oftentimes people feel the loneliest, right? And so depression is a real thing, anxiety is a real thing, loneliness is a real thing. And oftentimes people deal and struggle with that because of their circumstances. Maybe we have lost family or friends, or maybe we're not as connected to a certain group of people, or we're not as connected to our family as we thought we should be at this point. And so there is a sense of loneliness that can burden many people, many of us, where I can struggle with how do we deal with this emotion, this mentality that we have so many things going on with work and family and life and bills, responsibilities, and yet those things feel like they're pressing on us, oppressing us, pushing down on us. And it feels like we are fighting the good fight all by ourselves. So we have to be very mindful that loneliness is a real thing. It is a part of the holiday blues. And you can feel as though you are isolated and by yourself and no one understands what you're going through. Perhaps you lost a loved one. And so, yeah, I used to spend these holidays this way. We had these traditions and we have these activities, and I don't have those things anymore. And so there's a sense of isolation, loneliness. We feel as though others are not as connected to us as we would hope they would be, or we would like them to be. And so those are three of the major contributors to the holiday blues, whether it is loss, whether it is the mindset of lack, or whether it is the loneliness, it's emotional thing that we have going on. They can press people in a very negative, unhealthy way, right? It doesn't feel good to feel these things. And oftentimes, when we have been working so hard all throughout the year, we have been really pushing. We got goals and dreams and resolutions we're trying to accomplish, things we're trying to get for ourselves, for our kids, for our family. And it's the end of the year, and man, people get tired, right? It has been a long stretch for us, right? Many of us don't get the rest that we need. And so sometimes the holiday blues can hit us in a lot of different ways, and it can affect all of us, and it doesn't feel good, it's not healthy, and oftentimes it's difficult to share with other people that we don't feel so good right now. We don't feel good about ourselves. And so the holiday season can be a very difficult, lonely, isolating time. And so we got to be willing to address those things. And those things can affect us in a lot of different ways, right? They can affect our performance, right? In our roles that we have. It can affect our roles as parents, right? A lot of us have kids, we have children, we have families, and we we are ushering in the holiday season, the end of the year. And so sometimes, man, the blues can catch up to us. It can affect our roles at home with our family, with our friends. It can also affect our work performance, right? There's a huge impact when you are going through this emotional rut, sometimes a depression, right? And so we can oftentimes feel like, oh my gosh, I can't concentrate at work. My memory really sucks lately. Like I'm having a hard time remembering things, remembering what I said I was going to do, right? Because we have all of these different things going on. And so our roles at home can be affected. Our roles at work can be affected. Our routine can be affected, negatively impacted by one of these three things, the holiday blues, right? And so normally you would get up, you would go to the gym, you'd work out, you'd exercise, you'd read, find time to read your favorite book or a novel that you're trying to finish. Or sometimes we would try to get up and exercise, try to do these things. Sometimes we would be journaling. You should be journaling, and you would been committed to fasting, praying, any of these things, these activities that really help us with our self-care. And during the holiday season, sometimes those things tend to fall off just because of motivation, like mentally, emotionally, there's fatigue, there's burnout because we've been trying to do the right thing, trying to be successful, trying to be the best version of ourselves all year. And we just need a break. And sometimes people, we don't get those. We don't get breaks. And so sometimes it can be really, really stressful and really frustrating. It can have an impact on who we are, right, as parents, who we are as friends, our professional impact, where our jobs, our roles at work, and we're just not functioning at our highest level. So, yeah, holiday blues are tough. It's tough on all of us, right? So then what do we do about it? How do we deal with it? How do we manage the holiday blues? Thinking about it, I feel like there are three ways that we could do that, right? So first, when it comes to the loved ones and relationships lost, I think it's very important to focus on legacy. It's easy to focus on what we don't have, who's not here, the relationships that are gone, and people have passed away, they've died. And I often tell clients is that the focus, the mindset needs to shift emotionally from the people we've lost to the lessons we've learned from those people. And so what's the best way to honor somebody you really care about, you really love, and they're no longer with us? The best way is to recognize, right, is to acknowledge the legacy, the nuggets, the things that we've got from them, the things that we've learned from them, and we need to carry those things on. Sometimes it's a holiday tradition, right, that we need to continue to do. Sometimes it's an activity. Sometimes it's our favorite food, right? We have to find and be creative. We have to find things and activities and ways to honor our loved ones, the people who are no longer with us. And so I think legacy is a great place to start. And sometimes it is an experience, right? Sometimes it is a symbolic thing, a releasing of balloons, right? Some people like to go to grave sites, right? And clean off headstones and leave fresh flowers. There are different ways to process your emotions, your grief, and you just have to find the one that works best for you. It's just important that we do something positive to honor the legacy of our loved ones. I think that's a really, really healthy, positive way to help you process those emotions and also continue to keep their memories and those positive things about them alive. And so that's good. What about lack? How do we address lack? How do we treat it? What's a healthy way, therapeutic, counseling way to deal with that lack? I think it's the opposite, right? You have to have a growth mindset, a shifted mind towards what you do have. So it's not the lack, right? It is actually what have we accomplished? What do we have? You have to be intentional. You have to be focused, right, on looking for the good things in life, right? One of my favorite movies is the movie Focus, right? I think it has like Will Smith and Margaret Robbie, I believe it is, right? And it's really cool because it talks about the very beginning of the movie how you can change your mindset through your subconscious just by what you focus on. Oftentimes, we as human beings, just being normal people, we tend to focus on what we don't have, whether it's the money or it's the job or it's the car or it's the house or it's the clothes, right? Some of these auxiliary material things that we don't have, we can focus on those things, but that doesn't help, right? So how do we address it? How do we get better? So then we got to focus on what we do have, right? So whether it's our health and strength, whether we have our loved ones with us, whether we have our kids who are healthy, whether we may not have the job we want, but we do have a job that still provides for us. So we have to be intentional with a mindset, right? A mindset of not focusing on the negative and what the void is, but focus on the things that we do have, right? It's also important to have really healthy boundaries. Have healthy boundaries with your loved one. I have this shadow on top of my head, right? So we got to have healthy boundaries with our loved ones. We have to have and create and establish healthy expectations with our family, with our friends. If you can't do something, that's okay. I can't buy the big gift or we can't have the big celebration. That's okay, right? Because it's a growth mindset. It's a mindset of valuing and honoring the people that we have, the things and the resources that we have here. And it's going to be okay to say, you know what, we're going to do something small, but we're going to do something really loving, really kind. So I love the idea of focusing on experience, not things, not gifts. And if you have to establish and communicate that boundary with people around you, so be it. Do so. It's okay. Your celebratory holiday season doesn't have to always be around gifts and things and money and material items and stuff. I know commercials want to do that because they're trying to sell you something. I know people want to do certain things or have certain conversations that maybe you're not comfortable with or you just don't feel confident at the moment. That's okay. That's your boundary. I'm giving you full permission to celebrate in a positive, healthy way, the way this works best for you and yours. That's okay, right? So we need to focus on what we have, the resources. We need to focus that we made it this far, right? There's a lot of us, a lot of people didn't make it to December, right? And so we're here. That means that we have overcome a lot of things, a lot of adversity. Not all things are bad, right? Not everybody's going through hard times. So sometimes, man, we just need to celebrate that it was a good year. Things did happen. Things did work out. We did find favor at work or with family or with our health or with our careers. It's okay, right? But we got to establish healthy, honest expectations for ourselves and for the people around us, right? So it's not about the lack. It's not about what's not here, what we don't have, what we didn't get, what we didn't accomplish. It's about what we did do, what we made it through, what we accomplished, what we overcame, the lessons learned. Those are the important things. Lastly, loneliness. It's difficult. It's hard. This is a tough time for all of us. I completely understand. We all have moments where we feel isolated and not connected like we should. That's okay. That's all right. It's perfectly normal during this time of year. The holiday blues, like we said, are a real thing. What I'm suggesting that you do is don't abandon or isolate yourself. Don't abandon your routines, right? Dive deeper into your self-care. What were the things that you really enjoyed before the holiday season? Whether it was exercise or reading or journaling, right? Or it was connecting with friends. Maybe it was traveling. We have to teach ourselves. We have to rewire our brains, right, to understand that we got to connect with people, connect with experiences. We have to be intentional about doing the things that bring us joy, that bring us light. That's really important. So instead of sitting at home, not doing anything, get busy. Do something fun, something you like, something you enjoy that makes you smile. It could be going to an old record shop and listening to some music. It could be putting on holiday music. Maybe that makes you joyous. It gets you upbeat and out of yourself and thinking about others, right? It gets you motivated, it gets you going. So, you know what? Connect with somebody, right? You are not by yourself. We are not in this alone. We're going to get through this together. Not just the holiday blues, but we're going to march our way into 2026 in a healthy, positive way with the optimistic mindset, with the growth mindset of love and appreciation, honor and value for ourselves, for the family and friends that are here, for our resources that we have, for even for the family members, the friends that we may have lost tragically, sadly enough, they're not here, but we still want to honor their legacy. So whatever you can do, whatever way you can find to pull yourself through the holiday blues, I always encourage you to do so. In the event that you need help or assistance, feel free to reach out to a mental health professional. your healthcare provider or a friend, a family member. Open up, talk about, communicate. Let's work through our emotions. Let's work through our feelings because the holiday blues are a real thing. Hopefully, this conversation has brought some encouragement to you. I want you to know that we love you, we care about you. This is the holiday season. There are a lot of things to be thankful for, to be celebratory of. Yes, we have some things that we could also recognize that didn't go so well, or didn't work out, or it didn't feel so good. That's okay. We're still here, we're still working, and so I'm just encouraging you to be encouraged, right? So we'll stop here for today. That's our conversation about the holiday blues. Let's find the positives this season, this month. Only a couple of weeks left to the end of the year, and let's continue to challenge ourselves to find the positives, look for the positives, the relationships, the things that are working well for us, right? So thank you for joining us. Don't forget, here's my housekeeping. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel, put the notifications on. So as I continue to bring these videos to you every couple of days on a weekly basis, that you continue to walk with me in this journey of just talking about mental health, what that means to you and for others, our friends, our family. All right, well, thank you so much for your time. You guys have a great week. Enjoy yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Remember, I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Thanks.